the guitar boogie for bass. Okay, we're going to break it down nice and easy into 4 different parts, starting with the riff that implies the chord A. So this riff would be played against an A chord if you're jamming along with somebody. Now you've got the tab open, I'm sure. If you need a copy of the PDF, drop me a WhatsApp or email me. I'll be happy to send it through to you with pleasure. And we're starting off with stroking your A string, but twice, but notice the gap. So this is wrong. This is what you want to hear. You hear that gap there. It's got a swing rhythm, so this would be wrong. Although it also does sound cool, that's not the sound we're going for, the timing we're going for this study. We want it like this. And that's what it should be if it's slow down. But enough talking, let's play some more. You've done your double 0. And after the second 0 to the 4, which is 4th fret on the 3rd string, must be quite a quick change. So it's 0, 0, 4. Nice fast movement there. You can see it again. 0, 0, 4. Then a tiny pause from the 4 to the 2 over here where the first finger is tapping. And then back to the 4, but this time on the 2nd string. So slow motion, 0, 0, 4, cross strings to 2, 2, 4. And then we bring in our pinky. And notice nice in the middle of your fret, can be a bit more to the side, but be careful not to get it close because you could get fret buzz like I'm trying to get out there. Make sure your pinky is nice and clean in your fret, nice and clean note over there. So slow motion if you want to play along with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... through the whole piece there, hoping that you'd observe that once you've got to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, you're simply reversing, you're going descending the same way that you ascended. So once you've gone 0, 0, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, to the 5 turning point, reverse it to the 4, back to the 2, back to the 4 on the 3rd string, and then you start again. Now that covers 2 bars. So this is 2 bars of A, and you look at the bottom of your page as well. It says please play part A twice, so it should sound like this. Now I quickly want to focus into my picking hand as well so you can see what's happening down there. You're going to notice I'm using 2 fingers for this. Now watch how they walk, slow motion, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So this would be bad. It doesn't sound bad, but you're getting your first finger to work really, really hard. So if you're still new to it and you want to play first finger for starters, just to play the boogie, that's cool. But I encourage you to get first and second fingers working a lot faster by actually alternating the strokes. So you can see that walk. As I'm talking, it's still walking. It's that movement that we want to go after. So please try not to go for the first finger, try not to go for... And please, as a bass player, we are normally frowned upon. We don't use picks as bass players. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next part of it. So I'm going to focus once more onto the fretting hand. Now if you look really carefully at your PDF, you'll notice that the second part, the second line, is the numbers are identical to what you just learnt. All that's changed is you've started over here, right, for the first part. The second part starts here. So everything you did here, everything like this, is simply 1 string down. Nothing changes other than you've moved your entire picking and your fretting hand 1 string across. So this is your second part with me. 2 and 3 and 4 and... There's the pinky again. And then after that you come back to part A. So I'm going to sit and zoom out a little bit there so you can see both left hand and right hands again. And I'm going to play through part 1 or part A twice. And the second part I'm going to do once, and then I'm going to go back to the first part once as well. So it's 2 of part 1, part 2 once, and then back to part 1. getting confusing, all the ones and twos and A's and B's. But it's going to sound something like this. 2 and 3 and 4 and... Drop a string. And that's your first part. Now I'm going to zoom in again because you want to see what happens in the third line. For those that are familiar with the typical blues in A or rock and roll in A, it's basically 4 A's, 2 D's, 2 A's. That's in essence what he just learned. And then it goes to E. That's going to be the riff for the E. And then it's going to go back to D. And then we're going to go straight to the turnaround, which will be this. But I'm going to get there now. Let's first of all look at the third line. Now we're going to start with finger 1, fret 2, second string. That note actually is an E. That's the E we just spoke of. And we're going to jump up with your ring finger or your pinky. I like using the pinky because the pinky is sort of closer. Up to fret 6. There you can see fret 6, the pinky's there. So you can do this. And that sort of lines up my first finger with the 4th fret on the first string. Or I can do my ring finger. I'm happy with either, whichever feels comfortable. On guitar, I'm very specific for the 3rd finger, but on bass, the frets are much bigger, so I'm happy with the pinky too. Try both, see what works for you. But the frets are the important part. On the 2nd string, 2, 2, 6, 6, 4. 4's on the 1st string. Come on to the 6. And you'll notice the second half of that line. That 0, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4. Is exactly the same as the beginning of the second line. Watch these little things, look for similarities, find the patterns, okay? And then the last part, the turnaround they sometimes refer to it as, is going to sound like this. Okay, sorry about the slide. I just think it sounds cool. Don't have to do that. Okay, but it's starting for the first time with the middle finger, so don't take it personally, but we haven't used the middle finger yet for this piece. And we're going to start with middle finger, fret 5, string 4. And so A note. Then you go to the 3rd string and notice the chromatic. Chromatic means we go 1 fret to the immediate next fret, into the immediate next fret, into the immediate. So your fret numbers 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. That they call chromatic. It's just the terminology, just for a bit of nice information to know. So from the 4th string, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. And then you go to the 2nd string and you finish off with, which is 4, 6, 7. Pause a bit, and on the 4th beat, onto that 5, which I said, I like this line, you don't have to do that. And that is the entire boogie the whole way through. So I'm going to sit and get a bit more of the neck over here. And I'm going to play it through slowly so you can play through with me the entire structure and see if you can get it. And what's cool about this, you can make it as fast or as slow as you like. It's always going to sound cool. So if you've got a Monday morning blues, sounds cool. If you've got a nice happy Friday, okay, everything works with it. So I'm going to take sort of a middle tempo. I'm going to count you in, and you and I are going to play through the whole way. Watch my fingers, make sure you use the same fingers that I'm using. And again, any questions, you know to reach me, but let's get going. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And that time I didn't slide. Okay. What I like about this is it's got no sort of speed limit. You can make it go as fast as you like, as slow as you like. What I also like is got some nice jumps from the 2 to the 6. So it helps develop your accuracy for when you have to jump up a large interval, in other words, a large amount of frets. And it's a really fun piece to play. So hope you enjoyed it. Have an awesome day. Any questions, you know how to reach me. If you want a copy of the PDF, you're welcome to drop me an email or WhatsApp me and I'll send it through to you. And have a blessed week. Cheers.